Hey everybody, I want to welcome you back to Desert Sky Mystic. Today we're going to be doing our chakra reading for Aries. We are filming in August of 2022, but whenever you stumble across this video, if it calls out to you and you're watching this, the time is right. So these are timeless videos. So the format of this is we're going to be using the chakra for our placements on the card readings. And you can watch through the whole reading. And if the message resonates for you, then it was meant for you. Now, not all of these messages will be for everybody. This is a general reading, but if it applies for you, please take that. And I hope it's helpful. So thank you for watching again. And of course, if you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel. It helps us out quite a bit and we would love to have you. So having said that, let's go on and get all set up here. I get this overhead cam started. Okay. All right. It's a root chakra, sacral chakra, solar plexus, the heart, the throat, third eye, and the crown. Okay, let's go on and get started here. Seven of Swords. So Seven of Swords is really a card of, well, it could be a couple different things. I can read it as a message of, you know, asking you or promoting you or giving you the message that it's time to be strategic with your actions, what you're doing, very careful with how you're proceeding. Another way to look at the Seven of Swords is, being sneaky, stealing something perhaps. Perhaps just trying to sneak off with what you own. We'll see what these clarifications cards have to do with it. But I would say in his current position, it's definitely speaking to the idea that you feel like you have to kind of circle the wagons, that your stability. Something to do with the way, with your security and the stability, work, the food you put on your table, your home. Something is, you feel like at least, that maybe it's a little unstable, a little in jeopardy, and you feel like you have to take some extra steps to kind of protect that at this point in time. Let's see what our other cards are saying about this. Okay, yeah, so we have the Rebel card and the Isolation card here. Just grab my now the Rebel card is really kind of a boss up card. You're taking charge. You're an authority on something. You're moving full steam ahead. One of the things I like about this is it is actually, I think, the equivalent of the or the counterpart to the Emperor card in the Rider-Waite Tarot. And the Emperor card, again, is very much leadership, very much leader, very much people follow, very much authority, rules, things along those lines. A lot of the same energy with the Rebel card, but as you can see, is breaking away from the chains here. So it's still that authority, but maybe not so much the responsibility of things. So whatever this is, I feel like that you feel like it's urgent, that you have to take matters into your own hands. You have to control this situation. You're definitely being strategic about it, but you're also being smart and forceful about it, because again, whatever this has to do with, whether it's home or, job or whatever that security function is for you, it's important to you and your in the way that you live, to your family, and you're going to protect that at all costs. You're going to be fierce. The other thing too is that you're kind of putting your emotions aside on this, that that you may feel a certain way about this. It may scare you. This may be something that's been going on a while and you feel kind of stuck in the position that you're in, but you're about to break out of that. You got this isolation person here, and again, it's crying, but more importantly, it's kind of stuck in the ice. And maybe this is something that's been going on for you for a while, and it's just you haven't known what to do, you haven't figured it out, but now you have a very clear vision. You've been really contemplating the best way to approach, and now that you have that strategy, you're gonna attack it with everything that you have to make sure that your approach is successful. All right, let's move on here to Sacral Chakra. See what's going on emotionally here. Sacral chakra, generally speaking, has to do with emotions, sexuality. Yeah, so I mean, there is a component of love here for you, or at the very least, creating something together with somebody else. But oftentimes, the way that I read this card here is that you're joining with somebody else. You're creating something new. This could be a love component. This could be a new business deal. And if it's a new business deal, perhaps that's why you're on shaky ground with the root chakra card there, seven of swords. Not quite sure there, but yeah, this is definitely about creating something, joining with somebody and creating something together. Let's see what we have here. Well, there's our creativity card. For whatever this is, it's going to be a tough decision for you. And it looks like it's going to be an all-in kind of decision for you as well. And you're feeling good about this overall. You're feeling very creative, but I think actually part of the problem is there's a bit of an indecision here for you as well on which way to go. Which is often the case, especially when we're about to embark on something important. And as you can see here with this, it's a schizophrenia card, but it's really more about decisions. And you have a person holding on to one building with the hands, holding on to the other building with their feet. And the thing about this card is that whatever this decision is, it's going to be an all-in kind of decision. They let go of the hands or going head first. They let go of the feet, they're going in feet first. Regardless of the decision, though, there is no coming back from this. So, right now you're kind of stuck about on that. Which way do you go? Which way do you go between the two different choices or whatever the choices are? Because there is no coming back from that. But the positive thing here is that I think this is about creativity. You are creating something new. Maybe it's a new relationship. Maybe it's a new job. Maybe it's a new business. But it's definitely something along the lines of your creative, which makes you happy. You get to it makes you happy and it makes you feel good. So I think overall this is positive. Not that none of us really like tough decisions. You would like in an ideal world for everything just come naturally and quick and really pop out at us. But in this particular case, it's either been eating at you or it's going to eat at you for a little bit. All right, let's see what else we have here. Now, I would say the confidence level overall is maybe taking a little bit of a ding here, and maybe that's what's kind of leading to some of the indecision stuff. And perhaps there's been some things in the past here. The Nine of Swords was really kind of about sorrow and anxiety and being in your head about this. And I think that ties nicely to that, schizophrenia card, the decision-making card there, and maybe even feeling a little bit stuck back there on the root chakra. But whatever this is, in terms of your self-confidence, it is kind of ding that a little bit in that maybe something's happened in the past and you're not 100% sure here, and this decision is giving you a little bit of anxiety as you kind of try to figure this out. Let's see what else we have coming in. Yeah, so this really has been an energy of, man, I don't know what to do. You see some things, you want some things, you have some ideas as part of that creativity. But really, although emotionally you feel happy about this and you're kind of excited, oh, there's some decisions behind it, the idea of actually putting it into action hasn't actually happened yet. Again, because you're in your head about it and you're trying to figure out the best way to go, this is probably tied to that decision card here. And what you see here is this woman who is in this gray kind of world, and she's looking through this portal almost, and everything's colorful. So there's something nice on the other side of this. And I think you're getting close to decision here because I got the color bleeding through onto her blouse. And so, I mean, I think you know what you want to do, or you're about ready to at least make a decision, and you're going to start experiencing some of that, grass is greener on the other side type deal. You're going to step through. And I think the reason I feel that way in terms of the energy that's coming through is we also have the courage card here. And the courage card ties in nicely to this because the courage card, at least just speaking strictly to the card, talks about a seed that's down here in this stone wall, and it's not really getting the sunlight. It's just enough to stay alive, maybe some moisture. And this seed basically has to make a decision, stay where it's at and die, or push its way through all this unknown territory, this scary, dark, wet territory to reach the sunlight and grow and blossom into what it was always meant to be. So, I again combined with this postponement card and how the colors kind of bleeding through here, I think that you are about to make that first step forward, that you're finding the courage you need to move forward with whatever this is for you for this month, for this reading. All right, what else we got here? All right, in terms of relationships for this particular reading, you have the Magician. And the Magician is really about manifesting. They have all the tools they need to take, what they want to do, what they want to bring down from the universe and manifest it here on this earth. They are a master at creation, which we have back over here, creation. And I mean, that's a really good sign given that something is happening here, something is developing for you here. And I think that this is again going to be working with somebody, maybe a business partner, maybe a spouse, maybe a friend, because what we have here is this Magician in the heart chakra area, which is really about a lot about relationships. And I think that you're either going to tap the resources of a friend or the support of a friend. Let's see what these clarifications have to say about that. But overall, it is very much a creation theme here, and the strategies behind it, and kind of the feelings and fears behind it as well. Let's keep reading here and see what else comes of this. Yep, very nice. Yeah, so just to kind of reinforce that creation and with somebody, is we have the friendliness card here. And what we have are two trees which represent individuals, individual people, or individual things. But in this case, I would say probably people, especially since we have the Two of Cups over here and we have the Magician within our relationship area of the chakra reading. And you have these two individual trees, one's red, one's yellow, and in the middle here is where they come together, the leaves go orange. So this really represents the idea of two people coming together and creating something new that's unique to either of them, but holding on to their individuality as well. So, I mean, it feels very much like, again, business plan, project, something along those lines. I guess it could be relationship oriented. Um, and we'll see how the rest of the cards kind of play out. Another thing that this is calling for is also kind of this is almost a warning card, that although there is going to be this relationship component, and there is a Magician in the relationship area of our reading, this card is calling for you to make sure to trust your gut, your own instincts, and really watch out for all the naysayers and the people that are around you that are just like, chirping in your ear, because those people are going to spread discontent. They're gonna increase this anxiety. They're gonna make you second guess yourself, and maybe that's some of what's going on here. Is that you've had this, and this card is calling for you really to kind of block those out and trust yourself, trust your own instincts, and turn in. Hence the name of the card. Interesting. Okay, for our communications area here, the way that you were receiving and the way that you're communicating with people in the world and the way that you're receiving those communications, we have the Devil card. And the Devil card is really a card of almost like self-imposed imprisonment. So I feel like you're actually kind of quiet about this. You don't feel like you can speak out about whatever this is. You're not being real vocal about it, whatever this passion is, whatever this decision that you're working through. You feel like you're constrained. Maybe you think that people are going to mock it. Maybe you're a little embarrassed. Maybe you're not sure if it's a good idea and you don't want to deal with the rejection of the idea, or whatever it is you're wanting to do here. But whatever this is, this devil speaks to the idea that this is like a self-imposed type of thing, a self-imposed prison in the area of your communications. Let's see here what else we have. This is interesting. You know, I have the completion card and ordinariness card, and the completion card is really speaking to the end of a cycle and the beginning of a new. So I think as it relates to this, is that it's really calling for you to go ahead and speak out, and the ordinariness card is to the people around you, your friends and family, people those are familiar to you, people that you can trust on that feedback first, and gain a little bit of that confidence and from people that you could trust. Now, again, you're going to have to remember that naysayer card. You're going to have to take some of this information in stride and really continue to stay focused inward. I don't want you to go that route, but here you do need to be able to free up the way that you are communicating with this as well. And I do get that this is really the kind of the start of something new. The completion card is, you know, the puzzle is ending, you're putting that final piece in, and something new is about to begin. You're going to take on a new puzzle. So this is really about freeing yourself up to communicate these new ideas, this new approach, this new outlook on life with the people that are closest to you, the people that you can actually trust, you know, for actual feedback. And again, just discern between what is positive and healthy and what is, I don't want to say jealousy, but something along the lines of just make sure that, you know, they're not just, you know, for example, I mean, I had a family member that, you know, didn't believe in self-employment basically, and it was always scared that it was always going to fail, always going to fail. So if there was any idea I ever had, it was like, no, don't do that. You're just, you know, you're just going to waste a bunch of time. You lose a bunch of money. And that was always the answer. And then, you know, in the past, I pushed through that and ended up being successful in those ventures. So I'm saying that you got to be able to discern the difference between naysaying and looking at their fears, between the healthy, positive feedback. But I do think that that's going to be the way that you are able to release your kind of self-imposed prison, these bonds that you have about your own communication surrounding this. All right, third eye, how are you seeing this? You know, I get the idea that this isn't going to be your first rodeo, that maybe you've tried some things in the past, maybe these things have failed for you, and that's maybe why you're in your head. Maybe that's why you feel you have to be strategic to protect you know, your basic ability to live. But I think they're very much, whatever this is, or very much is energy of creation, especially with the magician and the two of cups here. And what you have here is you're kind of at this passing point to where this is kind of a successful card. I mean, you know, it's a successful card that you've started to build something, but you've kind of taken some lumps along the way. And so I would also say that this is calling in this particular reading for me is to watch out from kind of, I mean, you're starting to create a process, you're starting to build, you're taking some lumps, you're not sure where to go, but this can also be seen as maybe you're starting to build a wall up in front of yourself. And I would caution you against that, because you build that wall too much, you're not going to be able to move forward. But Very much so. I think you're kind of the way that you're seeing things right now, especially when it's tied into, back here, this Nine of Swords and some of the stuff that reinforce that, is that you have all this stuff kind of laid out in your head, but it's just a matter of stepping forward. And that's very much because of some of the lumps you've taken in the past on there. But, one thing I would say is that for every failure, I would look at it not necessarily as a failure, but as a learning experience. I mean, when I was younger, I went through a couple different business ideas and they did not work out too well. Um, but I learned from every one of those. So when the right idea actually clicked, I was way ahead of the game in that I already knew a lot of what to do in terms of business setup and in terms of things that didn't work. It took some of the things that did work and put all those things into the new business, which accelerated the one that actually had some legs a lot quicker. Let's see what else we have here in the area of the third eye energy. Yeah. So yeah, like I was saying, that the lumps along the way, this failure or whatever, again, has really got you in your head about this. And the past lives card is actually kind of a cyclical card. It speaks to the idea of falling into the same patterns over and over again. So in terms of this, the way that you're looking at this is that you do want to move forward. You are excited about this. You do have the actual ability to get this done. But you're worried about it. You're in your head about it, and this has happened in the past as well. And this could also speak to the idea that this is due to failing in the past. That they feel like you're going to fall into the same pattern again. But one of the things, again, I just want to re-encourage you on is that sometimes it takes a couple rounds and, look at these as lessons and improvements or things that you've learned that's going to make this time better. Because I do think that this is going to have a little more legs for you. It's going to push you in the direction that you actually want to go. So I don't think those things in the past were lost. I don't think they were things that were just dissipated. There was a lot you could take out of that you will actually utilize as you move forward through this. So, kind of where we're stuck here, as we talk about kind of breaking those chains and communicating, perhaps you'll find some support there that will help get you out of your own head. And just remember that even if this is a potential failure, it's still going to be a lesson. You just got to keep moving forward. But, these things are all ultimately going to be positive when you push through. All right, let's see how the world sees you in this. Yeah, so the other people that are around you that actually know about this and that kind of know a little bit about your history, really, once again, the way they're seeing this is that you're again stuck between two decisions that are really just kind of tormenting you here. You got these crows over here just harassing this young woman. And again, this is about making tough decisions. And we saw that back over here when we had the schizophrenia card as well. But this is people looking at you, and they very much pick up on the idea that you're torn. You don't know what to do. You don't know which way to go. One of the things I like about this card, though, is that this is almost self-imposed as well. I mean, yes, you're definitely in your head here. You're trying to figure this out. But this woman, all she has to do is take off her blindfold and then she'll be able to shoo away these crows. So, I mean, it's almost like you have some control over this. And that it's almost like you have handicapped yourself in this. And I think that's all of a mindset type of deal. So, I mean, if you're like we talked about previously, if you are looking at these things as failures and you don't want to fail again, that's the wrong way to look at this. You need to look at those as, okay, that didn't work. What can I take from that to make this next thing better? I keep coming back to that, but it's a recurring deal. Let's see what else we have on that. Scoot these over so we can see them here. Yeah, here we go. I mean, once again, we have the mind card, which again is all this stuff coming in from the outside world that's cluttering your mind, your thinking, your processes, your brain here. You know, you have the smokestacks and, you know, these mechanics, and it's just over and over and over again. So again, I think right now you're really trying to suss that out, and people see that as well, you know. And I think the solution to this really is to uncomplicate it, you know, is get back to the basics, take a new approach in terms of the way that you look at this, simplify things, and, you know, just really sit down and, I mean, almost to-do list this, saying, you know, in terms of, okay, what worked, what didn't work, how am I going to apply that, you know, moving forward in this new situation, and whether it's, you know, a work, new job, whether it's a new business, new, you know, artistic creation. Heck, it could probably be at some level even a new relationship as well. But um, you know, again, I'm not getting strong relationship, but it could be for some of you. So if it resonates for you that way, then by all means. But yeah, this is a tough decision. And this is eating at you. I mean, we've seen that 3, 4, 5 different spots throughout the reading, but this reading is also calling for you to uncomplicate this. Let's just get back to the basics here and simplify this, because all that complication is just really making a lot worse than it really has to be. Okay, so that's what I got for the month of August for you, Aries, on the chakra reading. Thank you for watching today. Of course, if you haven't yet, make sure to like the video if it resonates with you, and then subscribe too. Again, that helps us out quite a bit, and we would love to have you. So thank you, and we will see you next time.